Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. It is a glorious, kind of misty afternoon with a rainstorm that just blew through kind of brutally.
It was, yeah, it was quite a quick shower,
It
wasn't
was.
it,
It was
really?
very quick, yeah. And we have a plan to chop some of the corn for silage so that we can start to get into animals.
We do.
So we leased a forage harvester. We leased 2 forage harvester headers.
Yeah, yeah, we did. Yes.
And yeah, I'm just going to cut a couple of headlands worth probably to stick in that big blue fermenty thing over there.
Yes, I'm hoping that the triggers are going to work nicely.
Yeah, you didn't get GPS.
Did I? We don't need GPS. You're doing a headland.
Yeah, I know, but it's really long straight run. And I've got a cheat sheet. I sat and spent the time to write out a cheat sheet for the controls for GPS, so I didn't have to keep asking you.
Oh, that's quite a good idea, actually.
And I think I'm going to start using it on when I get far enough through Maypole. I think I'm going to use that GPS on there so that I have to buy it.
That's a good idea.
Rather than just the big VCA one where it's just there all the time anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that I suppose you could just add £5,000 or something to the cost of, I don't know how much one of those units would cost.
Yeah, so I remember I was doing that on Calmsden, and I think it was Ollie Bloggs brought one that he put in one of the tractors that he got.
Yeah.
And it was like $5,000, I think, for a differential GPS auto drive system.
Okay.
Not 15 that Wopster charges us.
Yeah.
And Joe Seals, the one that he uses is like really budget. Because his is like running on a tablet with some homemade electronics and stuff.
Okay. Because Ollie Bloggs put one on the mower, didn't they, as well? But
That's
that
the
was
one.
a SIM card based.
Yeah, that's the one. I think it was about $5,000.
And they could swap. I think it was done off the SIM card, wasn't it? They could swap the SIM card or something.
Yeah, yeah. There's a like a steering wheel unit that they brought that they can move between as well. Yeah, so I might adjust the price down when I add it in, but the problem I have is that I have to remember because I don't know. I mean, maybe not. I don't know because I'm running a lot of saves. Remembering between the different ones, which like when I get to that save, which tractors I can use it on or not, I might forget. So
yeah,
I think it's a cool way of doing it.
The only other way of doing it would be can you like with change the cost of it in the XML?
Yeah, I could edit.
So you could just use that one, and then it's there as an option. And
yeah, I think I did that in 19 because I always felt that it was very expensive for a lot of tractors to spend. You know, if you're sticking it on an old tractor, and the technology is so much cheaper these days that it costing as much as the tractor is maybe not quite realistic.
Yeah, they'd definitely be pinching the unit off the top rather than the tractor.
Yeah, and it is a problem, isn't it?
Is.
That, people nicking the GPS heads, but I'm doing 6 miles an hour if you're struggling to set your cruise control.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, I know when Joe Seals had in that big John Deere, they were having to take the GPS receiver off it every night.
Yeah. It is, and you've got to think, why? What use of it is it?
Yeah, I imagine they must be taking them overseas.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine that you'd be able to resell a stolen, tractor differential GPS in the UK. Because it's,
what I mean.
It's very specific to an agricultural use.
Yeah.
And my guess is that it's, like a lot of stolen cars and stuff in the UK and everything. They end up in a container in a port not too far away from me headed to Europe.
Yes. Yeah, before you've even reported it stolen, probably, most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing and I remember the teenager had her mobile phone stolen, and that was what they said with that it probably, although you get it blocked and stuff, they probably end up out of the country because they have no value in the UK.
Yeah, that's right. Bizarre, isn't it?
And it's got to be the same with things like that.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I haven't thought of it like that.
I can't imagine that another farmer would go, oh, you've got a really cheap brand new John Deere GPS receiver. Yeah, I'll buy that.
Yeah.
Exactly,
yeah. No, it's quite logical, yeah.
And I'm assuming that they must have, sort of digital serial numbers encoded in them and stuff. So when you try to log it back into the GPS network, because because they use differential GPS for the accuracy, you have to have licensing and stuff for them. So it's got to be linked to the serial number of the receiver, I would have thought. So I assume it would instantly ping up and it'll tell them within 10 centimetres where you are.
Well, that's the other thing. Yeah, that's the other thing. Surely, unless you can... They must be able to crack them somehow and wipe that bit. But, yeah, it's a GPS receiver. It's going to find where you are.
Yeah, I'm going to do a square corner here. I assume if you're taking it to some sort of, Eastern European or, Russia or China or whatever, maybe they set up that, because you can set up your own GPS base stations and stuff, because that's how Joe Seals does his differential GPS. And I assume it's something like that, but we should mow these headlands.
Yeah, I haven't actually clocked that they were so wide.
Or plough them in.
Oh yeah, because we need the field to be bigger. Yeah.
We do. We could almost make this into 2 fields.
That might not be a bad idea.
Because it's freaking huge, isn't it?
It is massive. We are at 174,000 litres.
Okay. So the yield's not bad.
Well, yeah. I don't know if it's the yield or the fact that it is just a massive field that you can't actually see the other end of. Yeah,
it doesn't feel like we've done that much though, and it's only it's only a normal 9-metre header.
Yeah. Yes, it's. I suppose we have got the silage additive as well, haven't we?
We have used 1/4 of a tank of silage additive already as well.
Oh, it's eating it then, or drinking it, shall I say?
It's maybe I think a couple of headlands and we'll probably have enough.
Yes,
I think
that is probably right.
I did have a quick peek, and we can hold 1,000 cows between the 2 sheds.
Okay.
So, and without Maize Plus, I don't think that's a problem if we can afford to buy them.
We should be able
we might
to.
We might have to take a bit of a loan, but
yeah, that could be quite cool though.
Yeah, given that buying chickens on Greenlands has so far cost me the best part of £500,000.
Oh, I was chuckling. Chuck. Get it?
Yeah. It's good.
That's a cheap joke.
Oh.
Insert somebody's sound effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that did make me smile when it was like, that is a lot of money for chickens.
Yeah. I completely underestimated how much that was going to cost.
Yeah. I was like, whoa.
And at one point, I was going to sit and do the clicking. And I did.
Yeah, I quite like your way of doing it, actually.
The first time that I was doing that, I recorded about 360 chickens worth of buying it, and I was like, no, this is going to take me forever.
Yeah. The thing is, as well, is the selling of them as well. Like, because you can only do 60 at a time. It's like, really.
There is a mod that changes it, but it comes with a whole load of other stuff as well that I didn't want.
Oh, I see. Okay.
There's a Thunder mod, and one of the things within that is it changes how many you can buy and sell, but it comes with a lot of other stuff that I didn't want. So it's like,
oh, okay.
I'll just do it this way because it's easier.
Yeah, on everybody involved.
Yeah. Yeah, no one wants to sit and watch me spend 3 hours buying chickens.
No. It would be interesting to see how long it would actually take.
Yeah. Yeah. I was surprised
We
actually.
are... Sorry, 95%.
Oh, okay. I was surprised how quickly I got through doing yesterday's video. I think it took me about an hour and a half to load up a lot of trailers.
I think, yeah, you've... I'm quite looking forward to seeing that one, actually.
Yeah. I should have sent it to you so you could have seen it, because I'm interested on what people think, just how far I got.
Stop. Which is the best way to go? Yeah, probably back the way we came. This would be interesting. Have we got crop destruction on?
I don't know. No pressure.
That's fine. It's fine. No pressure. I know Pete's watching. I don't ever need, if I start to stream, I don't need a crash counter. I've got Pete.
He does seem to have labelled you as the one that crashes now, rather than me, which is quite nice.
Yeah, I'm not very happy about it, but
yeah, it's not my fault. Not my fault. You're now the guy that crashes.
Slightest ones as well. It's like, oh, really?
It's a long way back to the farm, isn't it?
It is a long way back to the farm.
It's a good job you're in a truck, not a tractor.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, what can we do here? I'll tell you what, we're going to go down the field edge.
Just send it up there.
Send it up the ramp.
Yeah.
We'll go up at a slight angle. There we go. What could possibly go wrong, hey?
I'm sure
Talking of things going wrong, it's, what's it called? Clarkson's Farm's out today, isn't it?
Yes, it's available now. Yeah. We're planning to do a binge this evening.
Oh, very good. Yes, I think I've got the same idea with that one.
Yep.
Seems like an absolute age.
It does.
Waiting for it.
I think we've watched the first series at least 3 times now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've probably done the same. I stick it on at night and fall asleep to it.
It's really good background when you're doing stuff like playing Farm Sim.
It is. Oh, we've got a trigger.
Awesome. I've no idea how much this holds. It looks like it should be loads.
Yeah. Hopefully.
It looks like it should hold a fair bit. Started it processing.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I'm guessing it's going to hold about 1 million litres.
Looks about that, doesn't it? I reckon.
Which is probably going to be about a headland.
Yeah.
We're what?
Right.
Halfway around the field?
Yes. I'd go with that.
Just over halfway around the field. So the 2 headlands that we were talking about doing is going to probably fill the harvest ores.
Yeah, I think you might be right with that one. It's ridiculous.
And then we've got to harvest the corn off this next month.
Oh, I know. That is going to be a ridiculous amount.
Horseplay and many combines.
Horseplay. Oh, yes.
I think we hire another couple of combines and set the 4 combines on Courseplay, and maybe we just be carter drivers for the day.
I think that might be a good idea. I am on my way.
Come on, hurry up.
It's quite hilly, this field in the middle, actually.
You coming across? I know. I was half expecting to see you coming straight across the middle of the field.
That's not. No. Realism is key.
Realism is key.
He says using a 250,000 capacity trailer.
Oh, could you imagine doing this with real size trailers?
No, I wouldn't want to.
That'd be an auto drive job.
That would be. I think even then,
you'd probably want about 10 carters running on auto drive.
Exactly. You'd be waiting for ages.
And I think both of our computers would be crying at that point.
They
Missed a
would.
bit.
Where are you going? Oh, really? Disappointed.
Because I know you'll get upset. I would have left it, but
Thank you.
I knew it would bother you.
Every little helps.
Really?
Oh, dear. Oh.
Farming at this scale, it really
say?
doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's very true. What was I going to say? 1,000 cows. Oh, yeah. Simulation Station. I don't know if you've ever watched any of his stuff.
I have not, but I saw you recommend him.
Yes. He is on Umbru, up the Mississippi River Valley, whatever it's called.
Yep.
Yeah, his goal, whether he sticks to it or not, is, and he's running Maize Plus, is to get to 1,000 head of cattle. I was like, you are mad. Absolutely mad.
That's nuts.
But he set up like a proper feed lot and...
Yeah. Someone's been posting pictures on Discord of their farm on there, and it does look quite cool with the kind of American style feedlot stuff.
It is a nice looking map, because it's DJ Modern, isn't it?
Yes, I think so.
So same creator as this one. But yeah, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's going to be hardcore.
I guess if you've got something that's making the TMR for you.
Yeah.
And I did
it slightly easier.
I didn't have Maize Plus running, I don't think. On West Texas in FS19, I had over 1,000 cow, but I was using a big static feed mixer. And I was feeding with one of those trailers at some points.
So yeah, I think if you can get ahead of yourself, it's like we were saying the other week, it's all about size of the mixer and size of the trough.
Yeah.
If you've got a big trough, then you're fine. Very random.
Very random. But yeah, and on that I was only having to feed once a day, but it used to take me in real time about half an hour or more, because it was spread across, I think, something like 8 pens, and you had to kind of weave your way between all the different feed pens.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was an interest. It was a series I was doing at the end of FS19 that I didn't actually finish.
Yeah. Okay, got ditched when 22
when 22 came out, and it was so time consuming to record.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
Yeah. Well, you were dumb.
It was cool while it lasted.
Yeah, it was like having to feed that many times a day.
It was ridiculous. And I think if I'd done it earlier on in the series, it would have possibly been easy, because I wasn't trying to get to an end point where I need to have all of these animals gone by the time I'm harvesting and finishing off, sort of thing. So if I'd have done it earlier on, it probably wouldn't have been an issue. But
you'd have got into a routine if you'd grown them slowly, grown the size slowly with Maize Plus.
Yeah.
Because that was the shock for me on Greenland when I added the extra 80 cows.
Yeah.
Just how much more they ate.
Yeah.
But equally, the amount of milk they produce is just ridiculous.
It is phenomenal, really.
And I think that video came out yesterday, the Greenlands video.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that with all the stuff that I've got on there now, I am going to, through the winter, accumulate an insane amount of money.
Yes, I could. Yeah, because that was you were I'm not concerned, but you were umming and ahhing on how to
Yeah.
do it, weren't you? I
Yeah.
think, yeah, it's not like we know that you're not going off doing hundreds of contracts, and it's
it's weird.
cheated, is it?
No,
You know what I mean?
I've only ever been accused of cheating in Farm Sim once. It was quite amusing.
What was that?
I was
Can you say?
doing, yeah, I was doing a simulation for the nation style no debt thing.
Okay.
But I started with a bit more cash, and I explained it in the very first video of the series. Basically, I'd bought the cash and stuff across from another series.
Yeah.
Because it was a continuation. I just then added in. And I was already doing it without a loan, but I just branded it as a no debt thing. And someone was like, "You're," and I think it was because I bought a tractor with like a used pricing, which was part of simulation for the nation's thing. He had a whole spreadsheet on pricing used tractors and stuff. Yeah. And someone was like, "Oh, you've got far too much. You're clearly cheating at Farm Sim." I was like,
really?
No. And buy.
Yeah, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.
Yeah. That was the first person I ever blocked on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, I've said this before. I've spoken about it before. It was when, I can't remember what, it might have been his Griffin series, Mr. CDP, I think. And he was getting some stick, like more so than normal. He went online, went live, not online, but he was live online, saying about, I mean, he wanted to explain things, and he spoke about his health and all this, and the bloke wasn't very well, do you know?
Yeah.
And I think it was with regards to his schedule, because he posts quite sporadically, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He was saying that, you know, his health, he was having to get up and go out and exercise and walk and all this lot, and yeah, I was like, really? And I was like, if I ever had anything like that, you'd be like, see ya, I don't need that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like,
I do, it's a slightly strange one with him. He always feels the need to justify everything. Yeah. And I had it with the cosplay video this week. People, I was not going to talk about it in any of my videos, but seeing as we're talking about that kind of stuff, people, this is not a new feature. Excuse me, this feature has been in the game for several months. Okay.
All right.
What does your comment add to this video?
Yeah.
It's like, I labelled it as a new feature to get clicks, partly.
Yeah.
But for me, it was the first time I'd got it to work.
Yeah.
I'd been trying to use it for months and couldn't. And it's just like, what do you gain out of making that? What does anyone gain out of making that comment?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, you sitting in your mum's basement or your bedroom or whatever maybe feel a little bit superior.
You keyboard warrior, you.
Yeah. And at the moment, I'm in a good enough place that I just kind of shrugged it off. Didn't even bother blocking them. But if someone's having a really bad time, your dumbass comment might be the thing that pushes them over the edge.
Yeah.
Just for you feeling a little bit superior.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you haven't got anything nice to say,
100%
it's that old
that
adage, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't bother saying anything at all.
How full are you?
90%.
Okay, cool. I could do with when you're full. I'm going to grab some silage additive because it's just by the side of the road there.
Oh, I can see it. Yeah, by the bins.
Yeah.
Did you put the bins out? Actually,
I
think
think
it's bin day today, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I just
trash cans.
Trash cans. Put the garbage out. Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, I'm quite lucky, and you know, I generally don't get that kind of stuff that bigger channels attracts with. Excuse me, you're not right. You're wrong. If I make genuine mistakes, I want people to correct me, like I did in the wall video.
Yeah.
And I got a message from someone pointing out the mistake. There in fact aren't 24 months in a year. Who knew?
Are they not?
No.
Oh.
And it's like that kind of mistake. Yeah.
I'm full.
Let me know that I've screwed up because I can then correct it.
Oh, yeah. It's the old constructive criticism thing, isn't it?
But if it's just kind of a flex on your knowledge.
Yeah. I think I quite like it when people actually, if you're doing something. I had it with the rolling on. What was I on? I think it was on an Attingham video, and I was like, I'm not sure how you do it, whether you do the headlands or the up and downs first. And someone actually said, on the farm that I've worked on, headlands first, and then you just run up and down without lifting the roller up. There you go, cool.
Yeah.
So that's if I do it, that's how I'll do it now. So yeah.
Yeah, it was like the comment on last week's video about using my stupid Essex boy tractor to bale.
Yeah, that's actually a thing, isn't it?
Yeah. So Brian uses his 8RT on a baler. So,
that is pretty cool.
It's I love stuff like that. I love when people comment on things that, because I don't know whether it's sensible or not. And it's like, oh, so you do use a tractor that big?
Yeah. I am going to use it every chance I can now.
Yeah. It's the same because I'm with like using the Xerion to bale on Green Valley. It's still not Green Valley, on Greenlands. So it's like, actually, maybe that is sensible.
Well, yeah, I think it's because that was the field that you and it had the mishap with the sugar beet.
Maybe,
wasn't it, or potato harvester?
Maybe.
It's quite a steep field.
It is a very steep field. And it's very hard on the brakes.
Yeah, but there's only so many times you can go crossways across the field, isn't there?
Yeah.
Rather than up and down, you've still got to, at some point, do the headland. So,
and you do
bigger the better.
Yeah. It was one of the things when I was buying the kit on that farm, it was one of the things that I intentionally thought about was the fact that there are a heck of a lot of hills.
Yeah.
And so you need a bit more power to get up them, so you're not doing half a mile an hour.
Yeah, I mean, surely that's an actual thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think quite a lot of the time, FS under horsepower rates things anyway. It's there's a lot of stuff you can get away with in FS, where in reality you need a much bigger tractor.
Yes, that is most accurate, I think.
And one of the ones that I think I always push it on is karting tractors. The sheer weight of a loaded trailer. You must need, like when I see the few bits of real farming I see around here, the karting tractors always look pretty big compared to what I might try and get away with in FS if I'm, short on the cash and stuff.
Yeah.
Then you've got a 40,000 litre trailer behind, a 120 horsepower tractor or something.
Pushing it around.
Because it's fine.
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? I mean, I'd see it kind of the other way around as well. You'd think, I mean, I'll see a lot of, probably going to completely mispronounce it. Is it Zunhammer?
Mm-hmm.
The slurry or digestate trailers. And some of the tractors I see pulling them, you think, that looks tiny on that trailer. Do you know?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of them around here.
I get maybe they're just really well balanced.
Yeah.
So the hitch weight's quite low.
Yeah, true.
But we don't really have any of that kind of kit around here because there's so few animal farms that there's nothing generating the slurry or the manure to spread.
Okay, I'm with you.
Which is quite nice because you don't get the smell.
Oh, yeah. I mean, up until probably a few years ago now, there was a pig farm in the village, and that stunk. But when they're carting, you go, it smells rich.
Yeah, I think
But
with a bit of Google searching, I found one local-ish dairy farm.
yeah,
And it doesn't look particularly big, but when I was in Wales with work 2 years ago now, there were a lot of dairy farms around, and you could smell. It was my first time of smelling silage and knowing what it was. That's an
yeah, you
interesting
definitely
aroma.
know you're home.
It's an interesting aroma.
Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah, I mean there's a dairy farm at the one end of the village, and they've recently just set up a milk cell point. We'll use an
Milk cell
FS term.
point.
Milk cell point. But yeah, I mean they've been there for years.
Yeah.
No idea how many cattle they've got, but yeah, it's and then there's another big one a few miles down the road. There's quite a few around here.
That's how I found the local one. Was I was Googling places to buy fresh milk from.
Yeah.
And they have a milk vending machine.
Okay.
I haven't been to visit it yet, but
no, I must admit I've not been to the one near me, but
it's far enough away that I don't drive past it very often.
Okay.
It's otherwise I probably would support local farmers and all that.
Well, yes, exactly.
And weirdly, when I was in Wales and I was surrounded by dairy farms, none of them seemed to have, the kind of vending machines and stuff. I did buy one of them had their own butchers, and boy was that good food.
Oh, I bet.
And I wasn't paying for it; work were paying.
Even better.
Yeah.
I don't know what spurred them to do it here. I mean, because it's probably been open. Oh, I don't know. Back end of last year, maybe. And they've been, like I said, they've been there since I can remember. So, but yeah, only a recent addition. Whether it was
supermarket prices, maybe.
Getting ripped off by supermarkets, or got the disposable income to invest it. I don't know, but
I think it
seems to be busy.
I think it's a lot more popular thing now to buy. Like one of the things that came out of the pandemic, I think, was kind of the supporting local stuff a bit more.
Yeah, that's very true.
If I had a farm that was convenient to go and buy things like milk and eggs and stuff from, I would.
Yeah.
But there just aren't any nearby that are convenient for it. So, which is I live on the edge. The only thing that the farm near me sells is potatoes.
Okay.
Because they do a lot of root crops. They grow sort of. They seem to plant one grain a year across a lot of fields, and then they do a few fields of potatoes.
Okay.
I think they sell the potatoes through the farm, I think.
Okay. Decent idea, to be fair.
Yeah.
I might have said it before, a lot of the ones around here are McCain. So yeah, I think a lot of the ones picked here around locally go to McCain.
Yeah.
But that reminds me, actually, there was a spud field that was being done last year, maybe, and it's all been ploughed up. I think they've had to let it dry out a bit. That's all been ploughed up and reseeded with something, but they can't remember what the tractor was, but they've got a Lemkin drill and a front cultivator on it.
Oh, nice.
The little rolly, cagey things.
Yeah, must have been a heck of a tractor.
It didn't look that big. I've got a feeling it was a New Holland.
Yeah.
Something. Can't remember. It was in the field, so I couldn't actually see it overly clearly.
I was looking on Instagram, Y Farms, who was one of the ones that was on one of the farming shows in the UK over the last few years.
Okay.
I think it was Our Farming Life or whatever. They were.
Oh, I know the one. Yeah.
They were finishing up their sugar beet harvest this week.
Oh.
Because they'd been frozen in the ground.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah, that was. I quite. You say about looking things up or appearing. I guess I'm more so on Instagram. I did some actual research for a piece of kit. Oh, I know. But one was to how do you load a Vaderstad tempo.
I saw you post that video.
Yeah. And then I was looking for ones that are used in the UK. So I was like, oh, quite interesting to actually see the kit that is used.
I guess we'll see that in an Oaks video soon.
You will see that, yes, most likely next week. Hopefully.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of Vaderstad stuff around here.
Yeah, it seems more popular than you'd actually think. Well,
yeah.
I thought, anyway.
Yeah, and it's not like one of the farms that I consider to be a local farm, but one of the ones that I drive past quite often, they have a big Vaderstad drill on another big 2-track tractor. And it looked like one of the big sort of 6 or 8 metre jobs. It was quite far away and I was going past it on a dual carriageway, but it's a nice looking bit of kit.
Yeah, I was surprised actually at the setup that they got, because they were running it on narrow duals, row crops.
I guess it keeps you between the rows.
Yes, I am full.
Oh, awesome. Do you want to turn in the forage harvester?
Like, you can do. Do you want to go and crash this truck? I mean, empty the truck.
I'm in flight mode still, so. And fast mode.
Oh, were you spotted?
Yeah, I followed you back when you did the run back. Oh, we don't have BCA on, do we?
BCA? What do you want BCA for?
Because it gives you 3 different cruise controls.
Oh, okay.
So you can have one for working and one for travelling.
Okay. I see.
So just had to do the hold down 3 instead to get it to set cruise to max speed.
Yes, you can do. Yeah.
It took me forever to learn that function.
I'm getting better at using it.
But I quite like with the VCA one. I sometimes have one set for like headlands.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Actually.
Lower than the working speed. The turn.
Yeah, because I guess with you using keyboard, it's a bit different, isn't it? I just seen something that I've never seen before. On the field, it says nitrogen critical.
I wonder if that's a function of the modified precision farming.
Quite possibly, yes. You're doing well so far. I'm quite impressed.
You are following me. Running very fast there, Peter Pan.
Whee!
Yeah, I still haven't tried out the controller yet for playing on. It's actually sat next to me.
Well, you need to. Let's get on that.
It's one of those things where I'm so used to doing it all on keyboard.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's like having to relearn how to control things.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I dislike about controllers is that when it switches your F1 menu.
Yeah, because I'd still use keyboard for most things.
Yeah, see, I only use it for like front loader telehandler work. But yeah, it's good for a montage.
Yeah, I'm not so keen on those. I thought there was an out there.
No, I did that. I think I know where you've gone. Yeah.
Up to the cowshed.
To do with you, mate. Yeah, I did that the first time.
Meant to do that. Meant to do that.
Honest.
It feels like there should be a loop round there. I guess you meant to go the other way and go past the grain dryer.
I think in the past we've sort of gone down the side of the shed, haven't we? And looped round.
Maybe.
Yeah, wind is a blowing.
Yeah. That was part leftover from that storm, I guess.
Yeah.
It's quite a nice feature of FS that the crops blow about in the wind.
It does look good, especially with corn, I think.
Yeah. It's a shame that more modders don't mess with the base weather.
Yeah.
To add in, like really grim, stormy UK winters where it's raining and windy and
just downright miserable.
Yeah. It's, I think most people seem to just use the base weather, which is it's a bit of a pain to edit the weather. I have had a go at it before.
Okay, I didn't actually know you could do it.
Yeah, it's in another one of the files that's a bit like the geo stuff.
Power slide.
Yep. That's how you get around corners when you're karting. Are you not poised ready? There you are.
Yep.
That's another feature I like about VCA. You can accelerate above the cruise control speed and it doesn't switch cruise control off.
Oh, that's clever.
And then when you take your finger off the throttle, it drops back down.
Oh, like a normal cruise control does.
Yeah, it's quite useful for like karting because going around the corner you sometimes need to go a bit quicker.
Yeah.
And then it resets it back to being on rather than off. Which is quite nice. Yeah. It's one of my favourite mods.
Interesting looking at the yield. Sorry, mate.
Sorry. Crack on.
Yeah, the yield is reasonable, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not like super. It's not sort of 120% high, but we're not really short of. So this load will fill the production up.
Oh yes. How much is it processed? Is it a reasonable processing speed? Like you're already running at 1 times.
37,000 litres. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, that is quite good. So what? So we could actually then think about cows maybe at some point now.
Yeah, we need to think about a TMR mixer, I guess.
Oh, yeah, that's a point. That is a point.
But we could maybe look at a production one.
Ooh. Not a bad idea, actually. That could be cool. Just stick all the stuff in and let it do its thing.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
And then we can feed with a trailer like this.
Yeah. Yeah. That is, yeah. I like the idea of the production, not so much the trailer.
We're well set up actually because the bale store you can take out loose as well as bales.
Yeah.
So we can quite easily fill a production up.
Yes, I think that'll be. It's not a bad idea actually.
I'm not bad at this game, you know. I'm not bad at this game.
Yeah,
played it a little bit. Played it a little bit. Well, I always find it quite amusing. But I suspect that a lot of people play this game a lot more than I do.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because I don't know about you. I generally only play now when I'm making stuff or researching stuff, which is still a lot of hours. But I don't play as much as before I ever made content.
No, same. I think last Sunday was the first time I've actually just sat and played and messed around rather than actually making something or...
That when you were learning how to make tram lines?
I was, yes, it was indeed.
Headlands first?
Yeah. Does work.
It's an interesting one because a lot of realistic players that I have watched are always very adamant that you do your up-down rows first.
Yeah.
When you're planting. But I've seen quite a lot of comments from real farmers and watching some real farming that they do headlands first because you want to plant into the headland soil before you've driven a tractor over it loads.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So, you know, you spend a lot of time preparing your seed bed.
Yeah.
And then you spend an entire day planting, driving over that seed bed before you put seed in it.
Yeah.
So I always...
Yeah, fair argument.
I always do headlands first when I'm planting now for that reason.
Yeah.
And then usually if I'm ploughing or something, I'll do headlands last for the same reason.
Yes, I think that is a logical way of doing it. It makes sense. It does make sense.
And it makes your tram lines look nicer.
There is that. There is that indeed. Because I was thinking, and I can't remember if I said which video I've said this in. So, obviously, normal, real life headlands, you have a nice curve, don't you, where the implement, probably most likely the sprayers, I guess, are turning.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering whether you could do the headlands and then plant almost skip rows. So you'd start off with your tram line, skip a row so it misses the one where it wouldn't put it in, but leave the seeder down to put in a curve.
Interesting.
You see my logic?
Yeah. I can.
Because I was doing it, I was like, well, I'm at right angles most of the time.
Yeah.
And you're still driving over crop, but if you could do it so that you were almost, you didn't even have, you just turn the seeder off so you weren't wiping out your headland.
Or you could do the curve, and then once the two tram lines link up to your headland tram line, you could then pick up. It's a really interesting idea. Yeah, because with doing it the way most people that I've seen do it, you end up with square corners.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea.
What I'm thinking. So that might be one to try out.
You're cleverer than you look, aren't you?
Not just a hat rack.
Yeah, it is a hat rack, but you know.
It is a hat rack, yeah. Yeah, it dawned on to me, I think I was doing this, I was spraying. So I was driving, and you can see, obviously, I was doing a bit in cab, and you can see, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm just driving up to a 90-degree turn, and I'm still driving over crops. But whereas if you did your headlands and then just dragged the seed around, it could work, I think.
Yeah, I like that idea. I might have to have a play with that. I've spent far too long looking at like Google Maps because you can see the tram lines on Google Maps.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's worth doing some short runs because I'm 60-odd% full.
Okie dokie.
We're not going to get another lap.
No.
So whether it's just worth opening this end up a bit more for the combines. Because we've got the bank there, whereas at the other end it's flat.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah, I like that idea for doing tram lines. I shall have to...
I think it could work.
Yeah.
Actually, what's gone on?
You need to lower the header.
Oh,
there you go.
We haven't got crop destruction on.
We haven't, it would appear.
So yes, I'll look out for your trial on that idea.
Yeah. I'm not sure when I've got planting to do next.
No, I'm the same. I've done it all now.
Probably
I could maybe
Ohio, but I'm not using Proseed on there.
Yeah.
Everything else is winter time.
Yeah, see, I've just gone through to, I think we're in March now on the oak, so I don't think there's anything left to plant on Attingham. So, yeah. Be interesting to see how it looks. One thing I did notice doing it is I really have to think about what I'm doing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's not as natural. It's, you don't switch off as much.
No. I think I did one bit, I pressed B instead of V and just wiped out the end of a tram line, and you think, you absolute muppet.
If you're
but using... then you can just turn it off and then lower it down and drag it back through again.
Using
make it look right.
Guidance steering, you can use Proceed on auto mode, so that it automatically does the tram lining on the right runs. Yeah. You don't have the problem that I have of doing it on semi-automatic, where you have to manage, because if you raise and lower more than the minimum amount you get out of sync.
Yes. Yeah. I did actually watch. I watched your video on it.
Oh,
on how to use it.
Handy little tutorial.
I know. It was indeed. Yeah, it's a cool mod actually. I do think it. It's more aesthetics, I think, than anything, isn't it? But
yeah, because you take a yield hit.
Oh yeah, massively. I think you've said before not to use it on contracts.
Yeah, because you don't complete the contract.
I
did that on Calmston. I spent ages planting one of the big fields on Calmston on a contract with tram lines, and it didn't complete. I was not a happy man. Yeah. But that would look really cool if you could do contracts and get tram lines in the fields in contracts, because I think they look really good in the distance.
Yes.
And it's like,
I think, I was doing it and you could see it, and it's like, it looks pretty cool, because obviously the Oaks map, the map backdrop is of fields that have got tram lines in them, so...
I am 95% full.
Oh, we've got to fill it all. Let's do a UE.
Yeah, the background on the Oaks is a custom one that he made for that map.
Yes, yeah. It amazes me. Taught himself how to do it.
Yeah.
And cracked on.
Yeah, it's like
pretty impressive, to be fair.
I want to play Farm Sim where I live. I'll just teach myself to make a map.
Yeah. I mean, we've probably all thought about how cool it would be to do that, but
totally.
To actually go and do it,
that's kind of what Hilly's in the process of doing, because the map that he's building is of where I think where he grew up.
That's going to be a cool map to play on.
Full.
Good.
It is going to be a very cool map to play. It's got lots of very cool features built into that one.
It's I think the last video. Oh, I'm just chucking chaff everywhere. The last video was the progress he'd made was phenomenal.
The bit that I like, it's the bit that that I find really cool that people spend the time doing, is like he's got all the hiking trails and stuff, and the little hidden spots that have lots of detail.
Yeah.
That add nothing to everyday gameplay, but when you find them, they just look really cool.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And it's that attention to detail, isn't it? Sets maps apart, I think.
Yeah, I don't think I'm creative enough for that. I would probably make it as a very sort of functional rather than aesthetic.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Function over... no, what's the saying?
Function over form, rather than form over function.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the building games that I've played, including Timberborn, I'm much more about does this achieve the functional thing that I need it to do, rather than does it look pretty or sensible.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. I mean, that Timberborn, your gravity battery, that massive construction you were making.
Yep. It's functionally perfect, but artistically and realistically utterly stupid.
Yeah. It was when you were trying to get the power shafts back down. I was like, oh my word, this is painful.
Yeah.
Because it was when you were like, no, I can't do that because it's not going to line up.
I was amazed how well that worked out.
I was very impressed.
This week's one has a little bit of a screw up in it.
Oh. Where are you?
Cleaning my truck.
Oh, well done. Yeah, you did all the washing earlier, didn't you? Well done, thank you.
Yeah. Wee.
So how much have we got? I'm intrigued.
Basically 54,000
litres. Oh my word.
Basically 1 million litres of silage that way.
Yeah.
And then
that's a good conversion rate.
If we look in the time-saving stock check, we have 600,000 litres of hay and 1.5 million litres of straw.
That is... Oh, it's handy having that, isn't it?
It is.
I forgot we put that in.
So I think we're probably in not a bad place to buy some cows next time. And we've got really cool looking cow sheds. So
which one is the cow shed?
There's
it that
two.
one? Where...
There's one. They're next to each other.
Oh. Can we get down the slide? Oh, you can get down the cattle chute. How are we going to get in here?
So that's the feed trigger. By the looks of it.
I don't even know where you are. Oh, yeah. I'm with you.
Down there.
Yeah.
It looks like they have automatic watering, which is good.
Do cows need water? That could be a video.
That could be a video, couldn't it? And I guess you come in through this gate here. You know, next to the slide.
Oh, yeah, probably.
You probably drive through that really wide gate.
Oh, yeah. How did we miss that?
And we've got some forage wagons that we could use to move the feed. So.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
And then we've got this one, which is maybe slightly easier to deal with because it's a normal cow shed.
Oh, yeah.
This one might be
nice models, aren't they?
This one might be better to start with because it looks like it's set up for more as a dairy.
Yeah, because the other one, the tank's there.
It has got a milk tank.
Oh, yeah, I'm stood right by it.
But,
okay.
But this one feels like it's set up more like... And it's got the really cool slurry tank out the back. I'm curious to see how that works.
Oh, yeah.
So we could use some of the big slurry kit as well.
That would be cool.
I guess next time we need to look at putting in a production to make some TMR.
Yes, that would be.
Maybe use some of that headland space that we've got.
Yeah, because it's not a million miles away, is it?
No, I mean, we could see if we could squeeze it down by the bale shed down there.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
Maybe flatten some of that out.
Yeah,
because even if we go into the field
Scapius
a bit, it's not really a problem, is it? Maybe over here. Actually, maybe over where the truck is. If we landscape this a bit.
Yeah.
Flatten.
Just need to make sure we don't... Yeah, it's not too bad here, is it?
Because it doesn't really matter if we lose a little bit of field, I don't think.
I think we've probably got enough acres to keep us busy.
So we've still got corn and soybeans to harvest as well.
We have, actually.
But yeah, up here, I think will work for a feed production.
Yep. I do. I concur with that one. Yeah, we're going to have both ready at the same time, aren't we? Probably need to look at looking after the grass field as well, don't we? We said that in the last episode.
Yeah, I guess that needs... I'm going to get stuck. Just came down to look at the grass field.
Oh.
Yep. Very bad nitrogen, very bad pH.
Excellent.
I guess we'll need to send the workers down to deal with that.
think that might be an idea, actually, yes.
Bit of course play.
While we're cracking on.
Yeah, because I think harvesting that little cornfield is going to take a little while. It's nuts that we've taken 1 million litres of silage off that and not even made a dent.
It when you look at it on the map, on the mini map. Oh, sorry, then the menu.
I'm flying above it, and it just
is ridiculous.
Stupid.
Place your bets now on how much corn we'll get.
Yeah, definitely.
Unbelievable.
Where have you gone? There you are.
I'm here. We should return the... Do we need the forage harvester anymore?
No, I don't think so. Not this year.
Get rid of that then. Because otherwise I'll forget. I think we'd used it for one. Yeah, we had 1 hour bang on.
Hour.
Oh, well. Which is how long we've been recording, funnily enough.
Yeah. And that was a lot of fun.
It was.
Right.
We're in a good place now, aren't we, to
yep.
get some cattle?
Yeah, I think we have a go at that next time.
Just watching you levitate.
Am I still hovering?
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. Back down to earth with a bump. Superhero landing.
Yep. There you go. Superhero landing.
Cool. Well, that was fun, mate. Again.
Yep. I'll speak to you again next week.
You will. Have a good one, mate.
You too.
Take care. See you in a bit, mate.
And I just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button. Thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel as always. Comments, etc. below. See you next time.